He is the auxiliary bishop of Astana, Kazakhstan, and a well-known defender of traditional church teaching. He joins me this evening to share his experience on the 43rd Annual Chartres Pilgrimage and what he believes continues to draw young people to traditional Catholicism. Your Excellency, Bishop Athanasius Schneider, welcome back to the program. The annual pilgrimage from Paris to Chartres concluded on June 9th. It drew over 19,000 pilgrims this year, the largest attendance in the history of the event. You were there for the pilgrimage. You celebrated Mass on Sunday at Chartres. And this event continues to draw mostly young people. The average age of the attendees is 20. Your thoughts on what you encountered there?
Yes, I was a witness of the beauty of the Catholic faith, of the joyfulness of the Catholic faith, and all these slogans which we could hear by some clerics, that those who are attached to the traditional Latin Mass, this is all rigid or outmoded, and it's not true. The reality is saying the contrary. I would invite really many bishops or clerics who are hostile against those Catholics who love the tradition of the Church of all times, who love the Mass of the saints, to participate there. They would be moved. You cannot be indifferent when you see children. I was walking 1 hour with different groups of children through the fields. I was moved to tears to see how joyful are these children and or walk also with adolescents and young people. There is nothing which can be criticized in some way. It's only edifying. And so I hope that this experience exactly attracts these numbers. This year, as you mentioned, it was the most high participation in all history of 40 years.
Yeah. I want you to react to and expound on something you said in your homily on Sunday. You said the traditional rite of the Holy Mass is the rite that is always new, always up to date, never old hat or outmoded. Now, Your Excellency, many critics of the old Roman rite, the traditional Latin Mass, they say this is all nostalgia. But for so many of these young people, they weren't even born when this rite was in wide use. Why do you think young people are drawn to this particular rite of the Church? And what did they tell you when you were there in Chartres?
Exactly. Because this form of the Mass, which these children, adolescents, young people witnessed every day during the pilgrimage, this moved them, they attracted them. And so, because it is beauty, it is holiness, the rite itself spreads an atmosphere of mystery, of holiness, which is by itself attracts because it transmits in a special manner the presence of God. And our soul have thirst to God and to the mystery. God is mystery. God is not something intellectual, only abstract. He is a living mystery, a presence. And therefore, it's attracting these children, these people, and also because the children have a pure soul and are more sensible for the sacredness. And I was observing in the Mass I celebrated on Pentecost, there were even 20,000 people. They came from Paris even for the Sunday Mass, for the Pentecost, in this open air area. And with such a crowd, I was walking through them, to the altar. I was seeing the people were kneeling in the earth, children and all, recollected, prayerful. And this is what this rite transmits.
Yeah. Your Excellency, I only have 1 minute left, but since Pope Leo was elected on May 8th, We have been in the process of getting to know the new Pope, the first American Pope. Bishop Schneider, what is your first impression of the Holy Father? And do you think he will rule in favor or against the traditional Latin Mass after Pope Francis's legislation tried to stamp it out?
I hope he will be in favor, because he, for the first time in 40 years, since the Chartres Pilgrimage existed, he sent a message to the pilgrims through the Bishop of Chartres. Pope Leo XIV said, "I pray for every participant of the pilgrimage." And never before him a pope sent a greeting to the pilgrims of Chartres. This is a good and positive sign. And so therefore we can be hopeful, and we thank Pope Leo for this attention to the pilgrimage of Chartres, to the children, to the young families, and all the participants. And I hope that Pope Leo could open the door wide for this treasure of the Church, of the saints, and of all what we have known in the Church history.
Bishop,
the treasure of
it was a beautiful pilgrimage, and your Mass was lovely. I saw, excerpts of it, and as well as the homily. It was very moving, and I encourage everybody to go read it and watch it. Bishop Athanasius Schneider, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.